Now, from cross-reference, we move on to shapes and then SmartArt. This is grade 10 and 11. You can get questions also about shapes and then SmartArt. So I will pick one shape and then how to group them. Then I'll also pick image, how to group images and others. Yeah, somebody say, where can I get this material? And the question so that I can practice with it. Yes, everything is there. Let me share it right now for you before I proceed. This is for the grade 11 practicals. When you open, you are going to find all these. Then this is Microsoft Word. These are the questions, and then this is the data file. So I'm going to share with you. But then after this video, you are also going to get them. You will find all these links, and then you'll be able to practice them. Right, now let me move straight to the next question. Like I said, WordArt, shapes, and then SmartArt. Now I'm going to start with two renewable. And then how to group different shapes. Right, now the first question says, format the main heading as follows. Change the heading to capital letters and apply the WordArt style to it. Any WordArt style. So this is the heading. We are going to change this heading to uppercase. You select it, and then you'll find change case, which is capital A, small a, under the font group. Then you see uppercase. Then the WordArt, you'll find WordArt also under insert. Then you see WordArt. Or if you don't know where to find it, again, you can search WordArt, but it needs to be selected. Then you can choose any WordArt style. And then the question says, apply any transform style to the WordArt. Now, when you have WordArt, it's going to give you shape format. If you select WordArt, you see shape format. Then you have here, then you are going to have here the WordArt style and then the fill effect. So if this style transform, and they have different transform, which has its own name, so they can ask you to choose any of them. So any style. You can also reduce the size. Now, if you want it only to be on top, you can change this one so that you can now move it to be alone. You don't want the introduction to be with it. So I can now take it up to be alone on top. Right. That's the transformation style. Fill the text with a red font color. These are the text. Again, you go to shape format. You will see we have the shape fill. This is the shape fill. When you shape or when you fill the shape, it's going to be only the box. Now, if you are going to fill the text, we use this one, which is the text outline and then the text fill, this one. So we choose this one as a text fill, and we also have this one for text effect with a transform and then different rotations. Right, now, again, the question says, change the font of the WordArt to Aharoni. So you have to now change the font. You go to home and then you change the font. So this is what the question wanted us to change everything and then the font and then fill in. Now this WordArt, still under the shape format, they can ask you to change the style or the theme. There are different themes, existing one that they can ask you to change it. Now they can also ask you to combine the WordArt with a picture. So we will also look at that, how to combine the WordArt with a picture and other things, or to change the direction. You go to the direction. They can ask you to change the direction. Right. Or rotate it, that's the direction. Vertical flip up. So you can be given a question to also change, or they can give you a screenshot. They rotated it. So look out for the rotation part. Flip vertical, flip horizontal, rotate 90 degrees, or this. And then we also have the position with more layout position. They can ask you to change the layout position, whether absolute or relative position. They can ask you to change any of these position, and then the margins also. They can ask you this. So watch out for this type of question, especially grade 12. They can give options to change the WordArt. Right, like this one, 2 stadium, you can also do that. Here, the format is triangle up, and then the border is 3PT, and then this is the color that they use, stretch, extend, horizontal across the page. So it is similar to this one, but then they change. They change this one, the shape outline with a weight, maybe 3PT, and then shape outline also with a stretch. They can ask you a particular stretch. They also have shape effect with a shadow and 3D. They can ask you. Then again, with the actual text, the text also, they can ask you to change the weight of the text to 3PT. These are the texts and these are the shapes. They can ask you to change them also by going to this and then you change it. So watch out for this. They can ask you some of these questions, and then the layout or the color that you must also choose. These are the colors with different names, the theme colors. They can ask you to choose it. Right. So basically, that is how you need to do. All that you have to do is whenever you are dealing with WordArt, don't forget to click on shape format the moment you select the WordArt. Then you are going to get all those options that the question requires you to do. Right. Let's look at another aspect of WordArt. One venue. Let's go to one venue, and then from there, we will move to images. It says replace the image on the cover page with the one France. So let's open it. There's an image given to us here. Now the question says we have to replace this image. Replace the image on the cover page with the one France image. So you right click on this image, you see change picture. Change picture from this device. Then we are going to look for one France. You can search for it here. Here is it. Now, again, the question says sharpen the picture by 50% and set the picture color saturation to 200%. Again, just like the WordArt, when you are dealing with image, the moment you click on the image, you will see picture format. Then there's so many things that you can do regarding the image. There's so much that you can do regarding the image. When you go to picture format, this is the picture, and then you go to picture format. You are going to find remove background. They can ask you to remove the background. Then you click on keep changes so that the background will be removed. Now I don't want to remove the background. And then they can ask you to correct the image. That is where you see the sharpen and the soften. You also see brightness and then the contrast. Now the question says we must sharpen the image by 50%. So when you go to corrections, sharpen, each of them has the percentage. This is softer percentage, sharper 0, and sharpen 50%. If it is not there, you must go to picture correction to change the options. If it's not there, you go there and then now change it here. Sharpen to the percentage that you want. Let's say they ask for 70%. Then you now change it here. Because it has only up to 50. If it's not there, you go and change it this side. Right. Then again, we have the color saturation, which is under color. Also color saturation, color tone, and then red color. They can ask you any of these also. Now they said the color saturation should be 200. Here's 200. So it's easier. Again, if the color saturation is not there, you also go to picture color. And then you change the color saturation here. Let's say we wanted to change 300. Or sometimes they will give you a preset that is already there. So you must watch out for this. You go to picture format after you have selected the picture format, corrections, and then the color. We also have artistic effects with different artistic effects like marker and others. They can ask you, you must know where to find it, or you go to artistic effect to get more options. We have transparency, and then we also have here, reset the picture if you don't want it to be. Sometimes they can give you a question whereby they want you to reset the picture back to the normal one. You go to reset the picture. Right. You can also change the picture. Like I said, when you go to picture, you go to change picture from the device. So these are different ways of changing pictures. Again, picture style, picture border. They can ask you to put a border around it, still under picture format. And then picture effect also. Then picture layout, different layout to change its position. Right. But I'm not going to go into this details. We are still going to do images, which I'm going to explain more for you. Right. Again, regarding pictures, they can ask you to also flip it vertical or horizontal, or crop it to shape. Crop it to a shape, maybe to the heart shape. They can ask you to crop it also, and then you combine those pictures. So I was just using to show you how to answer pictures whenever you meet such questions. Right, you can go through them. Like this one here, you can see that they put WordArt on top of the picture here. They fill it with the green, and then they chose wave 2 transformation so that you see it as that. Right, now the images. We're gonna do images. One review. Open the one poster using the P1, and then you paste all the 5 images. So first of all, I'm going to open one poster. This is one poster. So we have 5 images. Now, the question wants us to have the images to be, as you can see on the screen. They group it to shape or they crop it to shape. So you can see the images. There are 2 here and there are 3 that side. So these 2, they are already grouped. They're already grouped. So what you need to do is you must ungroup. You right click and choose ungroup so that you can now put them properly. They must be ungrouped. They are still put together. Yeah. So that I can now arrange them properly to look like that. And then these 3 also together. Right. So I can group them again. Now, one thing that I want you to know is that whenever you are grouping images or shapes, make sure that when you click on it, their layout should be the same. So layout option, if they are all like this, in front, all of them must have in front or behind text like this. Or you can also change them to tight or through or square, all of them before you can group it. So now, if they have the same layout, to group it, you click on the first one, you hold down Control key, you click on the second one, they will be selected. You right click and choose group so that they will be one. Now, these 3, let me bring them to be closer. Now, to group also, you click here, make sure they all have the same layout options. So you select one, you press Control, you select the second one, the third one. Now, when you are done, you right click and choose group so that they become one. Now I need to group these 2 also. You click here, hold down Control, you click this one also. After selecting them, remove your finger from the Control key, you right click and choose group. So they are one object. Now, if they are one object, we want it to be like this. So all that you do is you go to picture format, you will see crop to shape, and they were hexagon. I think this one, that shape. So this one now looks like that. Yeah, I think they look like that. Then you can now copy this image and paste it into that particular document. Right, so that is how we manipulate images, grouping, and then also to shape. Like this one, also one solar. They group them and then they put them as one. You can try your hands also on them. Right, one member newsletter. Let's move straight to that one. So you know how to group and change the position and then the size. What if they ask you to change the size of this? Now, when you click on it and want to change the size, picture format, you see the size, click on this arrow. Now, the size, they can also ask you to change the positions. Watch out for that. Now, to have the exact size, you must remove this log aspect ratio, must not be there, so that you can have the exact height Let's say I want the height to be 5, and then this one will be 6. So that you can have the exact size. So that is how we change the size of an image. So you must watch out for that type of question. Right. I think I will do the last question regarding images. Then you also look at other questions. There are so many of them regarding images. Here they remove them, and then this one they put them in the middle. I think you can be looking at them. Then I'll pick a question like this, like 2 equal. So I'm going to start from this one member newsletter. One member newsletter. Right. There is an image. I think it's this image. Right. And then they are saying that find the picture as you see above the heading, stop that, and adjust it to look as you see in the paragraph below the heading. Stop incorrect dental claims. So we have this. They want it to be somewhere here to be stop incorrect dental claims. So we need to move this one. Make sure that you have tight or square. You can move it or you cut and paste. We can cut it and come and paste it somewhere here. Now, the instructions are given to us over there. It says, take note, the artistic effect is photocopy. So when, like I told you, when you click on the image, artistic effect, photocopy, marker each of them. So you must look for photocopy artistic effect. Yeah, here is it, photocopy. You have to choose the right one. And then again, layout is layout position. They give layout position over here. Horizontal is absolute 8 centimeters. So you go there and then you go to size. You see position. And then now the question is horizontal. 8 centimeter absolute to the right. So absolute horizontal position should be 8 centimeters to the right margin. To the right of outside margin. So not just margin. Outside margin. You change it. And then again, vertical absolute 1 centimeter below the paragraph. So vertical absolute 1 centimeter below the paragraph. And then again, the alternate text to the picture should be dental, and then the description should be our codes on the claims correct. Now, so you have done with the position here. And then they didn't talk about the wrapping. They didn't talk about the size also. So you leave that part. See where it's placed. Then you now go and then change the alternate text from the picture format. You see alt text, then you type that information here. And then they say the title should be dental description. Are codes on the claim correct? So here, dental. And then you type as it is, then you close it. Right, so when you go to alternate text, you are going to see them here. So this is what the question wanted you to do regarding that particular one. That is one member. Right, so the history, I'm also going to show you how to place them like here. You can get a picture that they want you to place them in the middle, and then you change the shape to oval shape, like you see over there. 5 history to change it also. Then also moving these images as one object, the spider, one home. Then you group them to become one object by selecting them. Then also when we have images like this, Spider-Man, to remove the background. So let me open one superhero and show you how to do that. So one superhero, there was a Spider-Man somewhere. This one. And they wanted to remove the background. When you click on it, you see picture format, background remover. You say keep changes. Now it cuts some of the head here, so it's wrong. You must undo. Now when you click again, picture, background remover, you can use this one to mark, remove areas, and then the areas to keep. So you can just choose the area that you want to keep. You want to keep all these areas. Otherwise, it's gonna remove certain important areas, like you see here. So these are the areas you want to keep, and then the other ones. So if you want to remove this side also, you can do that, remove, and then you mark areas to remove here. Then you click on it. So that's how we do to remove certain areas and then to also keep others. Right. Now, 7 super logo also here. They wanted to create a logo and then you group them as one object. Then I think that's all about images. You can do more of these images, removing the background and others. Now I want to show you how to place an image and put a border like you see here. 2 telecom or 2 eco. I think I will pick the 2 eco and then which is similar to 2 telecom or telecommute. In most cases, you see that type of question, 2 eco, whereby you'll be given a screenshot, then they want you to do that particular image. Now, this screenshot here says you must insert 2 green image to the right, then it should show as you can see on the screen. So I will have to just go and then look for 2 green image. Right. I'm showing you another way of inserting an image also. Instead of you to go to insert picture, you can also do the drag and drop. And then you put the image at that position. Instead of you to go through this insert picture and others, you can just do drag and drop. Now, this is the image. So we go and choose layout option square so that we can now move the image to the right, as you can see from the screenshot. We move the image to the right, and it should be below, a little bit below these two green. Yes. Then again, you can see from the screenshot here that this text start from 2 centimeter. That we call it not a text stop, we call it indentation. So this one is first line indent. It has been pushed in the first line. We also have hanging indent. So this one is at 0 centimeters, and this one is 2 centimeters. Right, and here on the right, we see it on 5 centimeters. So you can see them from the screenshot. This is on 15, and here is 2, and this one is 0. So I'll have to go and change that. You use the ruler settings. You click inside the paragraph. From the right margin, you change it to 15. And then the first line, the one on top there, first line indent to 2 centimeters. This one is at 0. Now watch out for that. We have first line. Sometimes they can give you a question that is talking about the left indent. That's the one below. You drag it to, let's say, 2 centimeters. But here is the first line. Only the first line should be taken to 2 centimeters. This one, picture format, crop to shape, to this one. It was cropped to shape to this. Then after that, they put also, if you can see from the screenshot, they put a border around it. There's a border around it. So to insert a border around a text or paragraph and then an image, you go to insert, then you use shape, then you choose this one, which is text box. Then you draw the text box around it. Now, when you draw a text box around, change the text box layout option to behind text, so that the text box will be behind the text and all the text and images will be displayed. Now, if the text box, they want you to again change the outline to 3pt, you change it. If they want it to be deep one, as you can see here. So this is what you see from the screenshot. So all these screenshots that you normally see, combining a text with that, study the details, study what they did there, and then you apply them. Right, so here they ask, there should be a border around the text and picture, first line of 2 centimeters, and then the right indent of 1 centimeter. Right, so that is all about that question. This question also is grouping, crop to shape, this one, they crop this one to shape. And then this one, they change the text outline, then they were able to get it right. You can also try your hands on that. To rescue also a picture, here they inserted a shape in front of the picture, then they type the text volunteers. So you can also try at home. Again, a picture was inserted in the middle and changed to oval shape. Right, let me wrap up with a SmartArt. Then on Monday, we're going to have continuation of Microsoft Word, whereby we will focus on other questions also. Right, so the SmartArt. Here we are talking about changing different SmartArt like this and different shapes. So I will just do 1 or 2 smart art, then you'll be able to complete the rest of the smart art. Now, 3 infograph, that's our next question. 3 infograph. So it says insert a smart art graphic showing the 3 stages of renewable energy generation as follows. So we need to insert a smart art over here. We go to insert smart art. Now you look for that smart art. I think this one. So sometimes if you don't know which smart art, you can scroll down and then look for it. This is the one. And then you click OK. Now, the first text is energy capture. You type it here. You go to the second one, convert to electricity. Then you go to the third one, distribute to grid. Right. So the question says you must use continuous block process, fill in this, use smart art color scheme, colorful, and apply any 3D style. Check the rotation. So the color scheme should be colorful and then 3D style applied. Now, when you select the 8, you'll find smart art design. We have the colors, colorful. There are different colorful ones. So the question will tell you which one you must use. So I think they use this one. And then again, that's the colorful. And then the art style, 3D. Choose any 3D style. Now they rotated this, if you can see here. It was rotated to the left. So you click on this. This is the general one, and this is only the arrow. Then you rotate it. Remember, you also have right to left and left to right. You can do this, but we don't want to change this one, only rotating this part. You don't want to change it. Then the text pane from the smart art, something that you have to know here is that when it comes to smart art, when you click on it, and then you see the text pane, we have promote and demote. Let's say I add another one, conserve energy. Now I want conserve energy to be under energy capture. So I can use the text pane, demote and promote. When you say demote, demote means it should be under this one. So if I click on demote, it's going to be another list under the energy capture. So that I can type another item there. So if I want this one to be promoted, I go to promote, then to be on its own. So that is how we manipulate smart art. Make sure you have smart art design with a text pane using demote and then also promote, adding shape, adding bullets. They can ask you to also have it as a bullet. Then you can use that also. So take note of that. There are several of these, like this one here. Some of them were not there, so you needed to use the text pane to add them, like one travel. Some of them were not there. Join our smart and add the health alert. So health alert was not there. So they needed to add that one as the third one. So let me show you a typical example. That's one travel. Yeah, this one. Other ones were not there. As you can see here, security followed by demonstration alert. Okay, security was there. Yeah. So one was not there, which is the health alert. This one is not there. So when you come here, you press enter and then you can now type. Now, if you want to demote it, like I said, SmartArt design, you can demote it so that it will be under demonstration on alert. So that's how we do the demotion and then promotion. Don't forget this part also and formatting. Right. I think we have done so much for the day. We still have some few minutes that we can use to do other questions also. Now, I want us to look at a text box, which is part of the images also. One health. Let's do that one. Text box. On Monday, don't forget we have another session whereby let's be part 2 of the Microsoft Word. We will wrap up for the term, the second aspect, so that Microsoft Word for the term will be complete. Right. Regarding the One Health, there was an image, or not an image, a text. They said insert a 9 centimeter high by 8 centimeter wide text box and move the text that begins with nitrogen dioxide. So that, yeah, we have to move this one into that particular text box. So we go to insert, shapes, and then we draw a text box. Now this text box, when we click on it, it's a shape. So when you go there, we might change the size. According to the question, the size should be 9 centimeter height and 8 centimeter width. So this one should be 8 and here should be 9. Then we move this text. We can take this one somewhere, the text box. Now we are going to move this text. We cut them. Then we put it inside. Right, now I want to show you how powerful you can also make use of text box. Now this is the text box we have. If we have another text box, insert shape text box, we have another text box here. We can link these two text box so that some of the text will overflow to this one. So if I click on the original text box, then I go to shape format, you will see create link. When you click on create link, you're going to see this tooltip. Then you come and click on the second text box. So now these two are linked together. If I reduce this size, they overflow to the other second text box. So that's how we create a link for two text boxes, or can be three, and they will be linked together so that the text, if it's full, will overflow to the next one. That's the creation of a link for a text box. Now, so that is it for this type of question. They only wanted to move them into the text box, but I'll just use it to show you also. Watch out for that type of question, whereby they can ask you to move them as well. Now, this is also a smart art, and then they have the two arrows pointing towards each other. You can try your hands on them. Also, this smart art with TikTok with the other options type below it. So you must use the mode and others to do that. The one adopt